The Morton Arboretum is a large and complex organization. At any given time, we're advocating for trees in our communities, forming global conservation partnerships, caring for our collections, educating and informing people of all ages, conducting tree science research, and catalyzing our visitors, members, and donors to become champions of trees. We, the staff at the Arboretum, are the reason we can accomplish so much. We are arborists and accountants, librarians and landscape architects, mechanics and marketers, ecologists and educators. But it can be hard to keep up. We don't always know what we know, or who knows it. We don't need more information. We need more targeted information. Information that can help us better carry out the Arboretum's mission. And we need a coordinated, consistent way of delivering it to all of our human resources. That's where Arborversity comes in. Arborversity is the Morton Arboretum's staff training and professional development platform. On the surface, Arborversity is a website personalized for Arboretum staff and filled with useful content. But behind the scenes, Arborversity helps us achieve several important goals. First, it is a consistent, centralized, yet customized way of delivering training, whether in person or online. It helps HR, supervisors, and staff manage and track their professional development by answering questions like, what Know Your Arboretum sessions have I attended? Or, how many of my direct reports have completed first aid training this year? It also allows us to create a common foundation of knowledge for all staff. A horticulture supervisor, for example, will be able to tell you where the Arboretum gets its funding. And someone in development will be able to distinguish between an oak and a maple. It's not about being able to do someone else's job. It's about confidently knowing the basics and knowing where to go and who to talk to for more information. Finally, Arborversity will reinforce our commitment to a culture of learning. That all sounds great, right? But what does it actually mean for you? First, it means access. Starting in the fall of 2017, all full and part-time staff will have access to Arborversity. You'll log on using your Google account. No need to remember another password. We'll be doing a couple of orientation sessions, including a Know Your Arboretum, both before and after the launch to help you get familiar with the system. Most importantly, you'll be participating in Arborversity by taking courses, sometimes in person and sometimes online, via the Arborversity website. And if you're a manager, you'll also be approving your staff's participation in Arborversity courses and helping the Arborversity team prioritize and shape how we develop courses according to your department's needs. Finally, if you're an expert in something, you may be asked to contribute your knowledge to one of our courses so we can share it with the rest of the Arboretum. Moving to an online system like this does not mean we are doing away with in-person training. You'll continue to have the option to participate in many of the same HR training sessions, like Know Your Arboretum, Perspectives, and Safety and Security training. Sometimes there's just no substitute for face-to-face learning. But where it's appropriate, and where it will be more efficient, some materials will be translated into online courses. This will help make some of these training opportunities more accessible and more convenient. These online courses are the biggest and most exciting change that you'll see as a part of Arborversity. The catalog will be small at first, but will grow over time to include a wide range of Arboretum topics. Some of these courses are what we're calling fundamental courses, about a dozen topics that form a consistent, common foundation of Arboretum knowledge, like Arboretum history and benefits of trees. Other courses are more job or role specific, as determined by your department or supervisor. Someone working out on the grounds, for example, might need to know about seasonal safety or how to use browns, while someone in marketing might need to know how to manage images or use Drupal to edit the website. The final category of courses are electives that enhance our abilities or extend our knowledge beyond our job descriptions. Of course, it's possible that what's an elective for one person might be essential for another. If you've ever taken an online course, you know that they vary really widely in terms of quality and format. The online courses in Arborversity have several things in common. First, they'll be useful and relevant to you and your role at the Arboretum. All of the courses have clearly stated specific learning goals that you'll be able to apply right away. To that end, they also include assessments. You'll be confident that you learned something, and we'll know that the materials we're creating are doing what they're supposed to do. Arborversity courses are designed to be bite-sized. Any given course will be made up of a few different types of activities. You'll be watching short videos, reading PDFs, interacting with animations, and taking quizzes. But none of these activities will be longer than 15 minutes, and all of the activities together shouldn't take longer than an hour total to complete. Courses are intended to be Arboretum specific. A lot of great training resources exist out there in the world. There's no need for us to reinvent the wheel. If you end up earning a certificate or getting training outside of the Arboretum, that can still be tracked in Arborversity. Arborversity content is more or less evergreen. Courses shouldn't reflect current events or staff news. That's what Trees is for. These are mission-driven resources that will be relevant over the long term. Finally, courses will be engaging. We're not going to be creating hour-long talking head videos. Arborversity is intended to be interesting, useful, and, dare I say the F word, fun. All of this may seem a bit abstract to you now, but don't worry, you'll have several opportunities to find out more in the coming weeks. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact arborversity@mortonarb.org.